Here.
Mr. Harvey. Mrs. Terrabecchia. Here.
Stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 2, superintendent's remarks.
Thank you, Mr. President. We will begin with our superintendent's awards.
On Sunday, Mr. Burdock.
This time, I'd like to recognize those students from Cox-Donahue who received the Superintendent's Award for the third 9 weeks. Before we hand out the awards, if we could just ask the parents or guardians, when the students exit the stage, they will go to the back corner. If you could just respectfully wait until all schools are done and make sure you see one of the adults before taking your kids. It just makes things run a little bit smoother. From kindergarten, Tristan Crable. Jaden Dillinger. Mason Gresh. Aaliyah Kelly. Hunter Pelahak. Abigail Rice. Madison Zuch. And Cody Thomas. First grade, David Sierra. Cassidy Settles. And Megan Voloski. We had 2 first grade students not with us this evening, Rhiannon Gibbons and Donovan Wimmer. Second grade, Colby Brady. Xander Harden. Jalen Hodge. Ethan Olesko. Elise Teeter. And Emily Wolf.
Next, Central, Mrs. Moody.
Grade 3 students from Central Elementary, Jacole Brown. Ryan Dubus. Tyler Duda. Aliyah Harobic. Carmela Kolar. Logan Krakowski. Elise Raymond. Grade 4 students, Thomas Baker. Shaylin Barden. Nicholas Clines, who's not present. Taya Close. Laura Domer. Rhiannon Hope. Lakota Smith Northup. Grade 5 students, Hannah DeWitt. Rachel Danella. Brianna Hackett, who is not present this evening. Mackenzie Kelly. And Christina Wingard. And Montana Yatsko, who is not present this evening.
Just to let you know, folks, that the gifts are being presented by Mrs. Barbier, BEA. Next, middle school, Mr. Nesser.
Sixth grade recipient of the Superintendent's Award this month is Evan Olesko. Seventh grade, Ashley Streckendoss. Eighth grade, Allison Grant.
Next, high school, Mr. Delarose.
Good evening. The Brownsville High School 39-week superintendent recipients are senior Jade Morrison, junior Julie Seeley, sophomore Jeffrey Schumer, freshman Cheyenne Wasco, Fall Athletes Awards. For baseball, Tyler Spawn. Spring athlete for softball, Miranda Harrison. Spring track, Brandon Miraga. Spring track, Alexandria Woods. Spring tennis, Nick Calvaresi. All the students couldn't make it tonight.
Thank you and congratulations. We have a few more announcements. If you folks can stay just a couple of minutes, this is some very positive information about our students. I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Belbach. She has been elected as the Educator of the Year for Fayette County. The sponsor is Fayette Chamber of Commerce. So, Ms. Belbach, would you please stand? Is quite active with our students and is constantly working to improve our standards and the student standards. So, Ms. Belbach, would you like to say a couple of words? Come forward.
I just wanted to take a few moments to thank Dr. Savini for making this recommendation on my behalf, and to thank, of course, the board and everyone at Brownsville Area School District for their support. Of course, my principal and my boss, Mr. Justin Delarose. I've been so humbled and so appreciative, and so I'm getting a little choked up, but so humbled for this recommendation. But truly, this is just an honor and just something that, you know, this job is just something that I do every day, and I come here every day and I feel so grateful for this job. I come here just on behalf of my students and behalf of you and behalf of my students every day, and what I do is just part of me. So this district has become a family to me, my students have become a family to me, and I love what I do. So thank you so much for this honor, but it's really just, this district has become a piece of me. So thank you, and I hope that I work harder every day, and I look to be here for many, many years to come. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Belbach. Congratulations. Also, congratulations goes to Mrs. Gulich in her video production class. They were in a national competition of Robert Morris and have placed first in their competition. So again, this is national recognition for Brownsville Area School District and our students. So congratulations to her. Also, would like to congratulate Mr. McManus in the entrepreneurship program. We have been recognized by the U.S. Commerce Association for the third time in a row for their competitions and the development of the Entrepreneur Center and the in-house competition program here at Brownsville High School. To be honored with this recognition for the third time in a row, only 1% of the competitors receive this award nationally. So this is 3 nationally recognized programs coming out of Brownsville Area School District this year. So congratulations to those students and Mr. McManus. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Roebuck and the high school baseball team for co-champs of Section 2 this year. They did make the playoffs, and however, Fortunately, put up a good battle, but lost in yesterday's game. Also, congratulations to Mrs. Bach and Mrs. Gulich, girls softball team. They made the playoffs this year as well. Congratulations to our high school track team. Under Coach Barrett, we had 4 students that qualified in the WPIALs today. Maricito, Brandon Merga, Nick Despot, and Ashley Patak. And I understand that Maricito is going to the States, so congratulations. Good job. As a reminder to folks that was in today's paper as well, that the Brownsville Area School District is scheduled an auction for May 16th at Cardell Elementary from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. There are various products there, a lot of office equipment, computers, etc., that are available. So that's this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. May 16th, what did I say? I'm sorry, May 18th. I was close. I need to be glasses. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Downer. They had held an autism dinner fundraiser, and from their fundraiser, they are donating a total to Cox, Donahue, and Central $4,413 to be used for our autism program. Congratulations. Thank you very much for that. Mr. President, I turn it to you. Thank you.
Okay, now's your chance to bail out. Okay, we're going to continue on. Just for public record, we had executive session Monday night from 8:16 to 8:38 for personnel. 8:16 to 8:38 for personnel. Item 3, public remarks on agenda items only. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward, state your name, nature of business, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is William.
He's going to give you the microphone.
My name is William Trubath. I am a resident of Luzerne Township. I am here tonight as a representative of the Fayette County CTI Education Association. I would like to tell you that the Education Association has voted, and I'd like to speak to item C on the agenda, consider a motion for Brownsville Area High School to go to semester about in their delivery system. And I speak for the Education Association. In a majority vote, they have voiced their opposition to this delivery system. Since we went to the half-a-day about system 4 years ago, our NOCTI scores, which is a measurement of how successful we are in our instruction, much like your Keystone test or something like that, We've been very successful. We're well above the average for the state. Our students, we have increased the number of certifications for our students threefold, and we have a very successful vocational school. I have no idea why this board would like to go back to an archaic system that only one other school in the whole state of Pennsylvania subscribes to. 4 or 5 years ago, this very board, with a few exceptions, demanded that we go to half a day about, or they were going to pull their students out and send them to Mon Valley Votech. All of a sudden, all of those reasons that were valid 4 or 5 years ago are no longer valid. And I would ask this board to consider your vote as to changing Fayette County or CTI back to a semester about system. We have a couple students here from the CTI or Brownsville area students would like to speak to the board also, if you would hear it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I am a senior at Brownsville right now. I'm Marcus Crow. I attend the Fayette CTI for advertising and design. And like Mr. Turnbeth just said, the half a semester style learning form, being a half semester, 4 day at Tech, half semester, 4 day here at school, honestly believe it kind of messes up our credits for classes. Because you all know that in the summertime, we lose a little bit of what we learn. So like say if we have Vote Tech at the beginning of the school year for the first semester, and we need math for some of our classes, like in advertising design, we need to learn how to measure, and they use calculations to determine measurement. The same as my friend Rob here, because he's in masonry. We will forget some of the calculations and how to add some of the problems or the equations that we use. Then second semester we come back to every school and learn all over again. Therefore, while we're at school set up nowadays, half a day here and half a day at Vote Tech, I think it's more valuable. And like Mr. Trimbat said also about the NOPTI scores, I believe that's also a good artifact for keeping the school at a half a day basis, because me and myself with the NOPTIs, I've scored above advanced on NOPTIs and I'm becoming certified as a graphic artist. And I just think if you go back to the semester thing, I honestly think it's just going to screw up with our credits and learning, because the classes that we have also, because when I was a freshman, I had math freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. I had my credits for that, then I had to take it senior year because I had to catch up on my science and social studies classes. But the half semester thing, I honestly just disagree with it. Especially for the kids that are coming after me, because I'm graduating this year, the kids are coming after me. I think they'll benefit from the half a day at school, half a day at Vote Tech.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Robert Moss, and I am currently enrolled at the Fayette CTI in the Masonry program. I have recently gone to Pittsburgh for the Carpenters Training School, and I have taken a test there. For the past 3 years, I have consistently had a math class every day during the scheduled time set. Without that, I do not believe that I would have been able to perform to the standard that was set by the union for my acceptance into the program. By cutting it and making it a semester about, I believe that you're actually going to drastically drop the PSSA scores in any standardized benchmark test, which would be the Keystone test. I do believe having split day to day between the two is the best viable option for any student by receiving a education in both academics and hands-on throughout the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Nancy Ross. I'm sure you're aware. I'm the co-op coordinator at the school. And also, I want to say the two students, they have both received scholarships. And I want to also say the apprenticeship, and I know Mr. Bain, you're also in the union. It's very important they pass the test. Like Robbie said, without passing the test, he could not have gotten the union, and the continuity with his academics helped him to do that. Also, we have received 25 new applications from Brownsville students. Now, we have 60-some students at the school. Now, those students and parents are aware that their child will be going half a day about. Now, I think it's really not fair to them, and as a board, I would hope you would reconsider, because I don't think that Brownsville Area School Board wants to be thought of as regressing. And you'd be the second school in the state. The second school in the state of PA. There's a reason they're doing half a day about. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. I just wanted to comment. I haven't been here since you did the remodel. I can tell you this is a fabulous facility. Congratulations. You did a super job on it. I'm Ed Jeffries. I work at the school also. And I just wanted to share with you that I passed out some information. One letter you probably had received already. The rest of the information is data. And I know that the way you built this facility, you do care about the students. And I know that once you look at that information and you have it all, you'll have a better glance at what you want to vote on. We know, I was there when it was semester about previously. We struggled through our students to pass the NOPTI. And the main reason was the math, science, and reading were critical. As a result, when we went to the semester, when we went to the half day about, our scores in 2 years increased 26%. Now I'll ask you, if you could receive a 26% in your PSSA test scores in the last, would that be good enough for you? The fact is, we know what we're doing. Please let us do our job. Please help us do our job. We have students from your school. There's 2 represented here. There are many more that are doing a fantastic job. This is not hardball. This is not a difficult situation either. I know you know that you want to do the best that there is for your students. If we would have an opportunity to share with you the data that's pertinent to this, I know that it would help you make a better decision. We did not have that opportunity to share with the board members that are in attendance at our school, on our board, at the JOC, and we would like to have that opportunity if you feel it's still necessary after you've looked at this information. But it's pretty clear cut. The one school that's doing this transports their students 90 minutes every day to school. It would be critical for them to try to go to a semester or a half day about. So they have to stay in a semester about. I'm asking you, please, take a look at that. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but look at that and see if you could lend some thought to that young man or that young lady that's in our facility that goes to this school that will excel more clearly with the semester about. My closing remarks are the last 3 years. I have a certificate in there, the very last page. We have received exceeding Pennsylvania standard. And I know that you want to be able to say that about your school. I know you're struggling like all schools are. We are doing what we need to do. I'm not saying we're not struggling, we're getting better every year. I just looked at the NOCTI scores this year. I had 9 out of 16 programs score 100%. Phenomenal. It's skill, but they need math, they need science, and they need it every day. Thank you so much. Nice to see all of you.
Thank you.
Just a couple of quick comments and then we'll move on. It's every time that we've asked for information pertaining to this before, we've got different information, and that came from the JOC. So I know we're just getting this information now, but based on what we're looking at in terms of time, let's look at time, for example. Our students are on the bus the longest, and our students miss the most time. Not to say that our students aren't doing well, they are. And not to say that the school's not doing well, but we could be better. All of our schools could be better. But we're also looking at improving skills. And not to say that our students aren't doing well with their skills, but there's always room for improvement. time is an issue. We're looking at a starting time for everybody to be the same and an ending time. That's a part of it that we don't have now. In terms of scheduling, which I know some of the students have an issue with, I'm going to turn that over to Mrs. McCloy to discuss the scheduling and how that will work. Good.
Can I just say one thing?
Real quick.
Like your issues on the time.
Mhm.
Our school buses, the two buses that take us there, Bob Scott and Eugene Grooms, we are the first students at VOTEC, and we're one of the last students to leave.
But how much time are we on the road? What we're looking at is an 8-hour day versus a half day.
It's still 495 hours.
But we can,
495.
I'm not going to debate the numbers. We've gone through this. We can get more time in for what we're looking for. And I'm going to have Mrs. McCloy go over the scheduling, so if there's issues with classes, etc., she can clarify.
Under the current system, we're only able to give our VOTEC students 3 credits. Under the current system, we're only able to give our VOTEC students 3 credits. They're only able to get as sophomores math, English, and social studies. And then, like as Marcus said earlier, that he has to catch up as a senior. Under the new system, by going through the semester bout, they'll be getting 4 credits of classes where they'll be able to get all of their core content every year. So they'll be getting more academic time, and they would be able to pass the keystones before they go to VOTEC. So they would be completing, as soon as they completed the course, they'd be taking the keystone and then going to the CTI, as opposed to the current system now, where they're not getting as much instructional time. And if we have 2-hour delays or such, they're losing that time with academics. With the semester bout, that would not be the case as much. They would not be losing their academics as they would be under this current system.
What year do they take?
Currently, we offer it for biology students in 9th grade. At 10th grade, our literature and our algebra students, those who did not pass the biology, take it in 10th grade, and any junior who has not made it that point and was not proficient will take it in the junior year.
So students who semester about, they would have to wait a half a year for any new class that they take. Is that correct?
No. The plan is for the remediation piece of it. They will have that opportunity to take in the winter and in the springtime with the keystones for remediation. Once we get the scores back in March that they did not make it, then we would provide remediation through a computer-generated program, which we discussed. That's still in your
May I ask?
Okay, thank you.
Have you done anything with the ATE classes that a student might want to take?
I'm going to give you 1 minute. We're not going to debate this tonight. We did that Monday.
Excuse me, does anybody think that a student is away from academic education or CTI for 1 year is going to come back and pick it up exactly where they left off without any kind of refreshing or anything else that they actually...
There is no student that comes back fully prepared, not one. Not one here at the school, not at any school, not at any CTI. There's always a remediation that has to take place. And we've talked about that before. There's also an opportunity that you can work into your schedule for remediation, and Dr. Jeffries and myself and the other superintendents talked about it, where you can provide remediation or prep with a quarter credit or a half credit in math, history, and science during that time. You will have that time. That's the academic time. You have less time now than you would in a semester. And this is nothing personal against your staff, Dr. Jeffries, or the students. It's a matter of philosophy and a matter of more time for our students to provide more classes and more credits here as well as there. Not to say that any of our scores cannot improve. They all can. And we're proud of our students there. And I'm not done. I'm not finished. So, and we've been through this before. You've been here before, and we've discussed this. And all of a sudden today, we get information. This information should have been brought weeks ago. This has been the case all the time. There's always new information or a change of information when we discuss it. The bottom line is that this district, at this point, feels that we will be able to provide more time for our students there with remediation there. We will be able to provide more classes here for our students under the schedule we will be developing for next year.
Not every school in state has used that.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
The second school can do.
We're out of order, ma'am. Any other comments? Go ahead.
I've heard the comment that, you know, we haven't prepared for this, we haven't studied this, we haven't looked into it. That's not true. We've been looking at this for months. We've sent our people out, we've watched, we've observed, we've brought information back, went out, got your information. I mean, this isn't something that we're just doing on a whim of a moment here tonight. This has been going on for months, and I agree with Mr. Savini when it comes to, you know, now we got new information. It's always different. I think it's a crime personally, even no matter how I look at when I look at a student and only getting 4 hours of school a day when they leave my house for 8 hours a day. I think that's a crime. But we won't say to that. I'm just going to say that we have been looking into this. This isn't new for this school district.
Thank you, Mr. Bain. Item 4, adoption of agenda and related materials for incorporation in the minutes. Motion by Director Broadwater, second by Director Teravecchia. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Item 5, approval of the April 18, 2013 board minutes. Motion by Director Teravecchia, second by Director Bain. Questions?
Question. And let me find it here. I'm sorry, I should have had this out ready to go. There was a motion that Mr. Dorsey voted no on, but he also moved, and that wasn't the case. He wanted to have somebody else move for it. It was when we were discussing. Let me find it here. It was when we were talking about. Yeah, that's what it was.
I would fix that.
Yeah, if you could. It looked kind of, he moved for it, then he voted no against it. It didn't make him look right.
Okay, with an amendment to that, make a motion with amendment to that article.
Director Teravecchia, make a motion to correction. Just a correction. Second by Andy. Item 5, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Item 6, Director Bain, Board Treasurer.
Approve of the April 2013 General Funds, Cafeteria Fund, Title I, Title II-A, Treasurer, Financial Report, pages 8 through 18. I make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravecchia. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Assett?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? Yes. Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
And Mrs. Teravecchia?
Yes.
Item 7, approval of the following funds you have before you. Motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravecchia. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Teravecchia?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? Yes. Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Assett?
Yes. Solicitor report, Mr. Davis. Thank you, sir. Education, Director Dorsey, Mr. Carney's not here, so I'll read it. Consider a motion to approve the attached list of the 2013 Brownsville Area School graduates, providing all students meet academic financial obligations. Commencement June 3rd, 6 p.m.
So moved.
Motion by Director Teravecchia, second by Director Bain. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Item B, consider a motion to approve the attached letter of agreement between Brownsville Area School District and Northwestern Human Services of Pennsylvania for Autism School Classroom Programming at a cost of $91.79 per student per day for a slot of all 23 days. School will be open Monday, June 24th to July 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So moved.
Motion by Director Teravecchia. Second. Second by Director Assett. Questions?
It's EX1.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions?
She was answering that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you get that? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Assett?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
And Mrs. Teravecchia?
Yes.
Item C, consider a motion to grant permission for the Brownsville Area School students to attend Fayette County Technical Institute for semester about commencing with the start of the 2013-14 school term.
I move.
Motion by Director Broadwater, second by Director Teravecchia. Questions?
Just a question.
When this study began, its ultimate goal was to identify comprehensive at the CTI as being the correct path to go for our children. I think that consensus was that that was the correct way. However, it's not possible at this time. I was unable to attend CTI meeting last month when instead of doing the comprehensive, it was then voted on to do semester about. And in hearing that, I had to investigate some about what the semester about entailed. And in my conversations with educators, people who were involved with it when it was semester about here before, some teachers, some parents, some students, I was in favor of the comprehensive, but the overwhelming feelings that have come to me in the last few weeks is that this may not be the right way to go at this point. And my feelings are that there's enough doubt for me not to be able to support this at this time. That's all.
Any other comments? I agree with
I agree totally. I've been contacted by a lot of constituents and students, parents, and I agree with him 100%.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Assett?
No.
Mr. Bain? Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
No.
Mr. Gammon?
No.
Mrs. Teravicki?
No.
Motion failed.
Personnel, Director Delarose.
I move to approve the attached list of professional and non-professional substitutes to be submitted to Interstate Tax Service for the 2013-14 school year in compliance with the Department of Labor and Industry regulations.
I have a motion by Director Delarose, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Item B, I move to accept the attached resignation letters of retirement of the following professional staff members effective the conclusion of the last day of the second semester of 2012-13 school year. Ms. Glenda Freeze, kindergarten teacher. Ms. Roxanne Ziddick, kindergarten teacher.
Second.
I have a motion by Director Delarose, second by Director Teravicki. Questions?
Comment. I'd like to thank both of these ladies for all they do. So,
Yes, I also, they're very good teachers and it's lots of friends, but I wish them well in their new careers.
Very good. Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Item C, I move to accept the attached resignation letter of retirement of the following cafeteria employees effective the conclusion of the last day of the second semester of the 2012-13 school year. Ms. Joanne Kishel, manager. Ms. Linda Miller, manager. Ms. Nancy Witkowski, cook.
Second.
Motion by Director Delarose, second by Director Teravicki. Questions?
I'd like to comment also. And we have had dedicated employees and we will miss them. Wish them well in their retirements.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Item D, I move to accept the attached resignation letter of retirement of Mrs. Karen Cermak, cook, effective October 7, 2013.
Motion by Director Delarose, second by Director Bain. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And the same again for Mrs. Karen. I wish her well in her retirement.
Thank you.
Item E, I move to hire Amy Keeler as food service director, 4-year contract, 12-month, effective July 1st, 2013 through June 30th, 2017, subject to the execution of an employment agreement prepared by the solicitor with compensation set as follows. 2013-14, $46,000. 14-15, $46,920. 15-16, $47,858. And 16-17, $48,850.
Motion by Director Delarose.
Second.
Second by Director Teravicki. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Assett?
yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? Yes. Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
And Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Harvey, and Mrs. Teravicki.
Yes.
Finance Director Payne.
As directed by the Department of Education, consider a motion to adopt the attached resolution consenting to the use of electronic signatures by Philip J. Savini, Superintendent of Federal Programs and E-Grants.
Motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Consider a motion to adopt the tentative 2013-2014 fiscal budget in the amount of $25,388,454. Estimated revenue is only $23,865,684. 1.522770 fund balance. Setting the millage for Fayette County is 16.57 and Washington County is 79.87. The tentative budget can be reviewed at the Brownsville District Office, Business Office, 1 on 5 Falcon Drive, Brownsville, PA, beginning May 17, 2015, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravicki. Questions?
Question. I just want to state that I understand the rules where we need to get this out and have it reviewed for 30 days, which obviously we'll vote for. But I want to say right up front, I'm not happy with where it is right now, and I really think we need to have a finance meeting between now and this thing goes final, and look in the weeds just a little bit more. I think Mike did a good job. We got it basically last week and went through the weekend to look through this, and for somebody who's never done it before, I need some more time to look at this. And as a group, I think we need to have a little bit more input. It's one of the major things we do. So I will vote yes today, but I will not vote for its approval in its current state.
We need to pair it down.
I'll schedule a meeting.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Assett?
Yes.
And Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? No. Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
And Mrs. Teravicki.
Yes.
Consider a motion to designate June 20th, 2013 to 7 p.m. at the Brownsville Area High School Auditorium, 1 Falcon Drive, Brownsville, Pennsylvania, as the date, time, and place for the final adoption of 2013-2014 general fund budget.
Motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Consider a motion to consent the sale of the following properties listed from the Fayette County Tax Claim Bureau repository tax sale on May 7th, 2013.
Second.
I have a motion by Director Bain, second by Director Teravicki. Questions?
Yes, we had asked on Monday night for some prices on these properties and things. We didn't get that yet.
I called the Tax Claim Bureau. They didn't give me what was owed because it's all been exonerated. There's a state procedure that the state law that we follow. It's a 3-step procedure. In September, they have what they call an upset sale, which is the sale that involves the properties for taxes, all taxes due. If nothing sells at that point, the taxes are stripped from the property. And recently they had a free and clear sale. What they do then is any costs that the county incurs on the property, title searches or anything, they will sell that property for their cost. When the property doesn't sell, it goes into this repository and they're listed on a website. You can come in and bid whatever you want to gain that property. These are properties that after the upset sale, if they're not sold, they are the counties. They're no longer the schools and the municipality. They're owned by the county. They're given the power to do what they need to to get those properties back on the tax roll. So this will allow these properties to get back on the tax roll.
Okay.
That's what they told me.
Have a motion, second.
Yeah, and I'm tracking, it makes sense to what they're doing. I just think the public needs to know how much, in some instances, the taxes on these may have been significantly low, and in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a big deal. But there are some properties in this district that there is a significant tax liability, that if those move from that free and clear, or from the upside sale to the free and clear sale, we, as a school district, have given away our right to that significant tax liability. I know we can't do much about it, but I think we should be at least informed about it. That's my point.
Motion. Go ahead. The motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Athletic Director passes.
Item A, consider a motion to hire Keith Harvey as equipment manager for the 2013-2014 school year with a stipend of $7,200.
Second.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Teravicki?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? Yes. Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
No.
And Mr. Acid?
Yes. Item B, consider a motion to hire Scott Roebuck as athletic director 2013-2014 school year with a stipend of $6,300.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Acid?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
And Mrs. Teravicki?
Yes.
Item C, consider a motion to hire Scott Roebuck as faculty manager for 2013-2014 school year with a stipend of $1,500.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Teravicki?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater? Yes. Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
No.
Mr. Acid?
Yes. Item D, consider a motion to hire Rachel Rozak as head varsity cheerleading coach for 2013-2014 school term with compensation set at $2,400.
Second.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Teravicki?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Delrose?
Yes.
Mrs. Broadwater?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
And Mr. Acid?
Yes.
Buildings and Grounds, Director Acid.
Item A, consider a motion to approve naming the middle school, high school courtyard, the alumni courtyard.
Second.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Item B, consider a motion to approve a request from Brownsville Youth League granting permission for use of the high school softball field for girls softball teams 2013 summer and fall seasons. Liability insurance will be the responsibility of the Brownsville Youth League.
Motion by Director Acid, second by Director Teravicki. Questions? All in? Sorry, Ray.
This softball field out here, been here, we've had several issues with other teams taking care of the field. I have no problem voting for this as long as it's our people taking care of it.
We discussed that Monday night that our maintenance will drag the field, no other youth program. Dick and line, but we'll take it because the dragging is what tearing it up with.
The motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Before I go into public comment, I just want to make one comment. I want to direct my comment to you, Mr. Jeffries, if I may. I can't receive information the day of the meeting. I mean, I opened my mail this morning. This is what I got. So at that point, I have to go by what I think is right. Unless things change. Now listen, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. This is the information I got today. If I'm wrong on how I voted, I may be wrong, I may be right. I don't know. But you can't send me information the day of the meeting. And maybe you meant to mail it out Monday, but I got it today. And that's all I can tell you about that. And I don't mean no disrespect, it's just, that's when I got it. So however this turns is where I stand at this point. I'm at public comment for anyone.
The Fayette County Tech students are hosting a car show on May 24th from 5 p.m. No, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Say that again, I think a car show.
Yeah, Vote Tech is hosting a car show. It's an annual car show. The students at the Vote Tech are hosting.
We can put that on our website too.
Okay, it's from 5 to 8 p.m. on May 24th. If any of you guys want to apply.
Where's your-
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment?
Thank you.
Anyone? Last chance. Motion to adjourn. Director Director, second by Director Bain, all in favor, aye.